Hey everybody, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It is the weekend, November 27th, and we are in Medellin, Colombia, down at the poolside right now, but ready to do a weekend video. So let's get down to it. Okay, so let's get going here, everybody. Let's start out with the week in review. Of course, as I just said, we are going to be a shortened review here just because I am out of the office and traveling. So what happened last week? It was obviously a very shortened trading week. Thursday holiday, Friday really shortened day. Not a lot of activity, but investors through the month of November have really been putting the money into the market here. They seem to be favoring individual stocks over ETFs. And yeah, that's the way November has gone so far here. It's been a good month to be in the market, and that's pretty predictable from a seasonality perspective. So yeah, anyway, you can see here all the indexes booked gains for the week, albeit a little muted on the IWM, but that's still a gain, and we'll put that one in the books. As far as areas of strength, energy did make a bit of a comeback. There was some concern energy last week. OPEC delayed their meeting. Seems to be some bickering about what the price or production cuts are going to be, what levels are going to agree to. So I think that OPEC meeting has now been scheduled for this week, so we'll see what comes out of that. Tech and utilities, they were up on the week as well, but did gain the least. Again, shortened trading week, so lower volume week as well. Treasuries, they did inch up a little bit on the week here, 2-year, and the 10-year pretty much flat. The dollar was down a little bit, and of course Bitcoin again gained another about $1,000 over the week. So that was the week in review. Pretty positive week for the bulls. And so before we get looking at some charts, as always, I like to do a quick little ad for my book. Here's the one I've got on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. If you want to check that out, see rules, strategies, and money management routines of a swing trader. So there it is. Pretty popular on Amazon, so you can check it out there. So let's go and look at some charts now. See where we're going this week. You can see here we're really kind of just staying flat here. As always, I like to start out with the treasuries, see what's going on there. And you can see we're flattening out, and really no momentum one way or another is indicated by RSI. Stochastics kind of in the middle here, so nothing going on really right now. We'll see what happens. We've got PCE data coming up this week, the Fed's read on inflation, so we'll see how that goes. And the 10 years really pulled back a lot here since for the last sort of month or so. So it's coming back down to this 20 moving average here, which seems to have been support before. So we'll see what happens if we just hangs around there. I think it's probably going to stay around this 4.5% level for a while, and then kind of see how inflation goes. As far as the transports go, we just keep inching up. We've had a really good week here. Just kept looked like every sort of dip was bought on a daily basis, albeit it was a very shortened and low volume trading week. Again, on the weekly, again, really low volume, but to be expected because of the Thursday, Friday trading. And again, sort of coming back up here, and there's your resistance up in this area. So we're kind of mid-range right now on the transports. And we'll see how we do into December. December is not quite as good a month as November is in terms of market performance from a seasonality perspective. And you can see here the Dow really broke out on I guess it was the Friday, and then we had a nice follow through today on Monday, and so here we are. We're right back into an area where we saw prior resistance back in July. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if we actually do manage to break above this level through December, or if we kind of stall out there. I suspect we may go higher. The Q is a little bit more choppy last week. You can see there some doji candles. Again, we have broken out so from one level here, sort of, or just there's this high here on the Qs back in July as well, but it does look like we're trying to break out here on technology, and you go way back here to see this 400 level. Again, another area of resistance if we do get through. SPY, another good week here on the daily. Let's take a quick look on the weekly. Again, we're right up to an area mid-July, so I'll repeat myself here, but it's we're right back into this area where we tested this level before. So it's going to be interesting to see which direction we go. IWM didn't have a bad week. See, we're kind of forming a bit of a pennant here. You can see a series of higher lows, and we're sort of banging along here just under the 200 days. So watch for this breakout. If we do get a breakout, again, this is kind of a common sort of pattern, pennant pattern. Ascending pennant pattern tends to lead to a breakout with the higher lows. And you can see here on a weekly, we are trading pretty mid-range here. Here's sort of your high around 195. Here's your low around 162, and we're kind of in the middle here. So IWM again struggling a little bit, as it has been pretty much all year. As you can see, we've really been in a chop fest as opposed to any kind of a trend. Volatility just dropping out of bed here. We are back down to some really low levels. Typically, when we get into this range, we do get some increase in volatility. So, but at this point, I guess there's just no fear in the market. And the dollar really kind of rolled over after interest rates kind of rolled over on the 10-year, and it's kind of just struggling now. We're not really. It looks like we're actually in a bit of a downtrend. The RSI is down. Stochastics do seem to be turning a little bit here. So maybe we're just going to find, we are back down into an area where there's a bit of a gap here, so we've maybe filled that. And maybe we're just going to chop around in this range. But you can see some moving averages crossing there, 20 and the 50. So again, sort of downtrend until proven otherwise. And UUP on a week, again, we're down into some moving averages there. So Bitcoin, just sort of nice day, nice trending day. We've had some news with Binance, some more sort of regulatory enforcement there, and some more fallout from that, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the price all that much. And you can see here we're trading just above 37,000 there. And again, this is kind of an area, when you go back here, this was support, and that's where we broke down. So this is kind of an area you would expect to see some resistance. And if we can actually break through this level, then I would say 45,000 could easily be the next stop, somewhere in this range here, 44,000. So level to keep an eye on. So, and because I am traveling, I don't have any significant watch list to share with you this week, but I will be back to my regular schedule next week. So yeah, we'll just wrap things up here. Okay, so let's just wrap things up here. Looking ahead this week. Full week of trading, and you can see here, as I mentioned earlier, we are pretty close to some significant areas of resistance on the Dow, on the Qs. There's 390 or 389, 455 on the SPY, 457 is resistance. So yeah, we're at some pretty critical levels here. We'll see if we can manage to push above them next week. As far as economic events go, we do have a big one coming up here, and that would be the PCE index data. This is the data that the Fed watch very closely for indications on how their fight on inflation is going. So we do have some other stuff during the week, but that's going to be the big one on Thursday before the open. And as far as earnings go, of course, we're kind of out of earnings season now. We do have a little bit of stuff going on. Zscaler, Pinocchio, or whatever, however you pronounce that, Chinese stock, sort of a Chinese Amazon, and then got Snow, CRM. So we do have some interesting stuff coming up this week. And that's it, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. We are enjoying ourselves down here in Colombia. I will be heading back next week. I think Andrew's going to hang around, but yeah, that's it. And of course, we will be starting everything at 8 o'clock pre-market show. So hope to see you there. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Bye for now.